What does the saying, living a good life, mean to you? For some people, it means wealth. For other people, it means happiness, stability, and security. For me, it means the ability to take care of myself and my family and to help others. I think it's really, really important that we try to make our world a better place every day. Winston Churchill once said, living is what you get, and life is what you give, and volunteering can give you a good life. As a child, my mom always had us in volunteer work, and as a parent myself, I continued the tradition. I think it's really important that we teach children how to help others. We've worked with individuals, we've worked with local organizations, national organizations, we've just done all different kinds of things. Volunteering actually can improve your outlook on life and your mental health. It can improve your social network, your business network. You utilize your personal skills to help others, and you improve your community. Warren Buffett once said, price is what you pay, and value is what you get. Volunteering showcases your skills, and you make a positive impact on employers and business connections. When I was working for a dog shelter, I actually got a letter of recommendation from the local dog warden. And with that, I went to the Humane Society, and they immediately put me to work showing dogs. I was able to show that I had the skills to work with the animals, so I was able to help them in the best way possible. I was also a soup kitchen volunteer, and because of my experience as an assistant manager, with food safety and large food prep and organizing food service lines, I eventually was offered a job there, and eventually I was given an introduction to the company that I work for today. When you spend time doing things for others, you are less focused on your own personal problems, and you feel better about yourself. I've suffered from depression and anxiety most of my life, and some of the happiest and healthiest I have ever felt is when I was doing physical labor for volunteering. I've painted, I've pulled weeds, I've served food, I've cleaned roads. It just made me really happy. And when you're working with other people to try to make a difference, it makes you really feel like you're part of something. Harvard research actually shows that volunteers spend 38% less time in the hospital than non-volunteers. There's a report by the National and Community Service Foundation, and they show that people who volunteers have lower mortality rates. They have greater functional ability and lower rates of depression than non-volunteers. LinkedIn actually did a survey, and they found that 41% of employers find volunteer work just as important as paid work. 20% actually make hiring decisions based on volunteer work listed on profiles. So in 2011, LinkedIn added a permanent section for people to put volunteer work in their profiles. When you use your skills in volunteer work, it makes you look more appealing. Keurig Ashley, who is a success and life coach, one of the things he says is when you work to improve the lives of others, your life improves automatically. And I really, really think this is true. When you spend your time and skills volunteering, that allows other people to use their time and skills in ways that help too. When we worked for a local park, we stained benches, we painted, we walked the paths, and we cleaned the beaches. And that way, the actual park workers were able to do other things. They were able to move dead trees off the property. They repaired roads. They were able to do things that we weren't able to do. Currently, I volunteer as a driver for a Get Out of Poverty class. I actually take several people to class a few times a week, and it only takes a few hours of my time and some gas. And without me, these people would not be learning the skills and resources they need to become more productive members of the community. So in some small way, I am changing the lives of a few people. I also donate spices to shelters a few times a year. which they absolutely love. That way they can use their money that they have to buy staples and expand their meal options. There's so many different ways that you can find some way to volunteer. There's local organizations. You can look at social service organizations, churches, Salvation Army, Community Action. There's also websites that you can look up. Volunteer Match is one, Network for Good, Idealist.org, and the Points of Light Foundation are a few that you can look up online. And there are also many days and weeks that are dedicated to volunteering. Easily, every month out of the year, you can find some kind of volunteer organization or program to get involved with. Just to list a few, and there are hundreds: Martin Luther King Day, Random Acts of Kindness Week, National Volunteer Week, Join Hands Day, Be the Change Day, Make a Difference Day. There's all different kinds of volunteer opportunities. Not only does volunteering enhance your life, it enhances the lives of the people and the places in your community. There's a quote that's used in volunteering quite a bit. Volunteering is actually an exercise in democracy. You know, you vote in elections once a year, but when you volunteer, you vote every day about the kind of community you want to live in. So, how are you going to vote? And how are you going to begin living your good life?